Welcome back to Beers and Breakevens, heading into round 4. It is absolute fucking Todd carnage right now. Injuries, suspensions, Couchman, Haas. It is all happening. We are here to guide you through this monsoon of SUPERCOACH this week. I bring in my 5'8", who's ranked, 28,000 behind me, Tim Williams. How are you, my friend?
So what was that, mate?
You heard me.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said thanks for the Joe Chan layup.
Okay. I want to address this just off the top.
This will be good.
You are taking credit. So when Lasardi got injured and I had to trade someone in, you're taking credit for Joe Chan, are you, with a negative fucking billion break even? This is the sign of a desperate man. Let me put that out to each and every one of you, because I know you guys will see straight through this bullshit. Here we go. Take it away.
He hadn't registered in that dome of yours until I brought him up and flagged him that he was a...
You are an idiot. Mate, you are a genuine rugby league idiot.
As a must before. He was more of a buy than Ryan Couchman, if I recollect.
You are an idiot. Tim, guys, if you ever, want to buy someone that's at a negative 100 break even, it's probably Tim's idea.
Mate, actually how many he's owned by?
No idea. How many?
What would you guess be after the Lasardi injury?
I don't know if you're trying to tell me it's higher or lower than I think. I'm going to say a percent. You asked me for a percentage. Yeah. I'm going to say 27%.
Yeah, is it like 20 or 22?
Fuck, I'm good. I'm just saying the fuck in.
So 3 in 4 people didn't assume that he wasn't a buy.
I'll tell you what else shocked me to my core.
Yeah.
The amount of people that messaged me last week and go, I brought him, I didn't pay him. I'm like, at what point when he was standing opposite Ezra Mam did you not fucking play Joe Chan?
Yeah.
Talk to me. When Lasardi was ruled out and he was already playing 80 minutes, but he was 100% locked in for 80 minutes and he was running it, Ezra Mam, who defends like me, why the fuck wouldn't you play him?
Oh, 100%.
Crazy.
And for what it's worth, whilst I was going Chan over Ryan Couchman, and then when the Lasardi injury happened, I went, shit. Every man his dog was going to jump on Joe Chan now.
That I will give you credit for. You were on Chan before others. Yes, 100%.
That's what I was alluding to, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no. You had to play early.
Yeah.
But I want it to be known that I didn't go Chan at that point. I went Chan once Lasardi was out, which, by the way, let me take you back in the little time capsule to 2 weeks ago when we're sitting here and I'm like, I don't have Chan or Lasardi and I'm okay with it because I'll just wait to see which one's the right one. 3 weeks later, I've owned fucking both of them.
Yeah,
It's been wild.
SUPERCOACH is a wild beast. Upon that game completing and going, damn it, everyone's going to have him, 22% ownership. Made me very happy.
Yeah, you've obviously got him. Kathmandu will welcome you in for your return. How be thee?
I'm so good. I'm so happy to be back. It's
Big German guy.
Feels like good job.
Thank you.
Did you know that or were you told?
To be fair, I said it to you in the elevator.
You said nice jersey.
And then what was the conversation we had after
and you
that?
knew it was Germany?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Did you think I just randomly brought up the 1972 Munich Olympics for no reason?
Sorry, my bad.
Right,
you did say that. Okay.
When I walked in, Guru's sitting here telling me about whether Bastian Schweinsteiger or Michael Ballack was a better footballer. I was like, Roo, where did this come from?
I still don't have an answer. How are you? What's doing? We've missed you dearly.
I've missed being here so much. I've had a few messages, people very keen for me to get back on Beers and Breakevens. I have been playing SUPERCOACH. I've been watching the episodes, the shady comments here and there.
I've had a few
about
cheap shots at you.
Really appreciated those.
Yes, good.
Just it wouldn't be a week without them. Yeah. I just want to point out that I started with Joe Chan, Timmy.
Yeah, I had a little drive-by on Kat before we even started recording, and then she was like, I actually started him. I was like, touche.
Yeah.
Well, you've won this round.
Thanks,
well played,
guys.
her dad.
Yeah, I did my research. What can I say?
Now, I also just want to point out, because I thought it was really funny last week and I haven't told you guys this, like I always go and have a look on our YouTube shows to read the comments and see what the vibe is and everything. And, occasionally there'll be, or I might get a message from someone saying like, the audio's shit this week. And I'm like, you know how I know the audio's not shit? Because I only got one message about it.
True.
Yes.
When I get 1,000 messages, that's when the audio is shit.
Check your headphones.
So quite often, I say to someone, have you got the volume turned up? And they're like, shit, that's what it is. Mad, dog chewed headphones, something or other. Anyway, I'm on the YouTube comments last week and I just keep an eye on it to see if there's anything that's, we've left in the show, we fucked up anything. Anyway, And occasionally I see a comment and I read it and I'm like, "Ugh, I will check what he is saying." But 99% of the time, it's just enormous carry on by one individual. Anyway, there was one comment last week that said it had a timestamp of the time in the show and it said something about, "For the love of God, Roo, stop rubbing your knee." And I was like, this has got to be carry on. This has to be fucking over. So
I'm
anyway,
dying right now.
I went and watched it, and the camera angle had just my knee sitting right there, and I like profusely do like a nervous rub thing sometimes.
I don't know if I've ever said this to you, but I've observed that you
do it all the
that.
time. My whole family does it.
Did you know that you do it?
I don't realize at the time I'm doing it, but like there's been times where I'm like sitting at a family dinner and all the males in my family, it's like a nervous thing
They're
we do.
all
I don't
right.
know. Yeah, but anyway, I then watched the bit in the episode and I look like a fucking serial killer. I am like, I'm shocked I didn't start a fire on my left knee. So I'd like to apologize to that person because you called it out and it was spot on because it was watching it back, it was one of the creepiest 15 seconds I've ever seen.
Yeah, good spot. I've definitely seen it before, but it's never been brought to my attention to that extent. Now I'm like, I'm not going to be able to unsee it.
It hit me like a bus last week when I saw it. You know those moments in your life when someone says something like the glass shatters and you realise how fucking weird something is? That was one of those moments.
You had a mirror held up to you.
It was good
and
to
you
see
had
it in
reflect.
HD and it's like it happened in slow motion for ages. And I reckon it's the longest period of time I've ever seen a camera on me without going to you, and I did it the entire time. So
Of course.
that was mad. Credit to you. Let's go through our ranks and everything really quickly because I'm doing really fucking well. I'm having a blinder of a season. I scored 1,265 on the weekend, and my season rank at the moment is 2,745. I think that's the highest I've been in 2 years.
Great start. Credit when due, Roo. Hot out of the blocks.
I think usually when you start well, it's a bit of a red flag. This year, I think, is a little bit different.
What have I missed out on?
I'm looking at my side and I don't think I've got any huge fires or anything. Like usually teams that are up the top of the start, you go, okay, you just chase the early points and all that sort of shit. But money is just falling out of my ass. And I think I don't think I just got my team right at the start.
Well, you sit there and go, all right, I've got a few good points because might not. Have I missed anything? Do I have fires put out? Exactly. They're cheapies that I don't have, etc. When you sit there and go, no, I've got them. It's like, well, no panic at all. Well, then, mate, I'm sitting there, 1,176 points. So, I mean, marginally above par for the round, I guess, if you could call it that.
I wouldn't call it that.
Well, I saw some green arrows, so I would say I was marginally above par.
Yeah, fair.
2,000. Sorry.
Shout out to my pa, by the way. It's his birthday.
Shout out, Pa.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Pa.
Just Pa.
That's all I've
He was
ever known
born
him
Pa.
as. Yeah.
Paru. 33,626. I'm, again, mate, like it sounds like a cop-out, but I'm really happy with my team. No real fires put out that aren't named Sam Walker. And
yeah, that motherfucker's on fire.
Yeah, he's the only one that's actually a headache for me.
Yeah.
Not anymore. We'll get to that. How many points?
Well, you go to Nath Cleary because that's my guy. I led you into that one.
I might have been, but
See how fucking stupid it sounds?
I might have been, but not anymore.
Oh, no.
Nah, we'll see.
He's going to Cleary.
How many points you on?
Heaps.
God.
3,981. I think I've got you by about the 250 mark.
Yeah.
What's your total score?
243 you've got me by, which is
243, yeah.
for a 31,000 rank difference, freaking tight. That's why I'm okay with this. It's it's a good captain or a good pod. Like it's
exactly right.
Geez, tight.
Yeah, it's it is very tight at the top at the moment. Yeah, for sure.
So I just need a big round butt.
Yeah, you do, which seems a long way away if we're completely honest. Kathmandu, how are you scoring? Rank, where are we at?
Better than I thought after this conversation. Our season rank is 29,842.
Nice.
Total score 3,757. Scored at 1,250 over the weekend.
Yeah, nice.
It wasn't too bad. I've had similar scores week to week. I've been sitting around this like mid 1,200s. So
yeah, nice.
I need to have a spectacular week at some point.
Yeah, unreal. Timmy, whilst I give you a second to get up the highest scorer for this week, Pretty good results all around. I think we're all pretty happy with where we're sitting. As we said, I think the way your team is looking right now is more important than your actual rank, despite how much I will carry on, obviously. If you're happy with where your team is at, as Timmy said, there's 28,000 ranks between us, 250 points. It's literally one good Friday
Well,
night.
what I forgot to mention was I ended up going down heavy the route of 3 cheapies last week. And I didn't worry about chasing sort of the points and that sort of things. Granted, Chan delivered in style. I have almost $900,000 in the bank going into this round.
Yeah, which is the other just wild thing at the moment. I think I had 700K going into this week.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I've only got 150K left because Daddy spent big. Know that. Daddy spent. Only got loose change back, but it's nice to have this much money and know that there's more money incoming.
Can I try and guess your trade straight off the bat?
Well, no, because I told you them 3 hours ago.
When?
I spoke to you earlier today, didn't I?
If you did, I wasn't listening.
Oh, okay, good. Go.
Oh, now you
I
got
100% told you earlier today.
Okay, carry on.
This is fun, guys. I think
I
we should
would have
move
fucking
on.
punched you if you would have like guessed my things and then pretend like you didn't know.
No,
That
now
would have
I'm
been
nervous because the 2
furious.
players that I said haven't come up in any conversations with me today. so
No,
I'm
they
like,
haven't yet. I will reveal who I'm going very
Okay.
soon, but
right.
I'm going for swings. Know that.
Okay.
Top scorer this week. How do we go?
Oh, I got sidetracked trying to
Mad.
guess your trades.
Did you read your text messages by any chance?
Oh, my God. Why don't you check? Why don't you jump in the league and have a look, hero?
I can't see the fucking league. You
I
know that.
I know, that's why I said
Where
it.
am I ranked, by the way?
All right, round 3, top scorer, Eel Gould Incorporated, coached by Ian, 1,458 points. In the overall leaderoo, Hong Kong's Mongolian, coached by Cameron in 3rd overall.
Nice, unreal. Well done, Cameron. Was that Ian Gould, was it? Is that what you said? Or not?
No, Eel Good Inc., coached by Ian, no
Not
Gould.
even close. Well, anyway, I saw the video on Facebook that popped up this afternoon at the time Phil Gould was a touch judge, and I still think it's one of my favourite things of all time.
Yeah.
Comes in, he goes, "What did you see?" He goes, "Nothing, just here to protect you." Fucking mad. One of the all-timers. Okay, if you are, so who was it, Ian? Ian, send us an email with a screenshot, beersandbreakevens@gmail.com. Send us your address and we'll get a football out to you very, very soon. Congratulations to you, mate. A great knock there. Absolutely enormous. To come first out of 10,000, Timmy, I think we maybe sleep on how much of a big achievement that is week to week.
10,702. The numbers keep
growing.
going.
It's growing.
And it's not too late. League code 968952. There is still time to enter. Good going, Ian.
968-952. Cat will put it here, or here. Hopefully not here because this is the money maker,
Oh,
Timmy.
it's right there, unfortunately.
Hopefully not on your knee because there was some business going on down there too.
The knees are cut off from this episode.
Oh, we're going to lose people in the league. That's what they come here for. A bit of leg, a bit of Tony Gregg. You're going to be filthy.
We'll keep knees in the subscribers only.
Yeah,
good shout.
Yeah, you got a lot of knee a few weeks ago. You got the full show there. That was terrifying. I almost had the police knocking at my door after the last subscriber episode. There will be another subscriber episode that dropped this morning as well. We're taking a deep dive into the front row forwards. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but make sure you are in the Roo Crew or being an SC Playbook subscriber. All of your extra information. The Roo Crew's got our weekly stats dropping next week, subscriber episodes. You get to see our trades and shit. Discord.
Yep, Discord
Fucking
humming.
flying.
Mm.
If you play any format of Supercoach, there is a chat community in there, late mail, contributor onlys, all that good gear, Root.
Huge. Timmy could have led you on to the Joe Chan as a wild card play last week.
You're such a dick. I got one good move and I tried to cover myself.
That's very fair. I'll wear that. All right. Shall we? Now, obviously, that league code, guys, as we said before, it's on screen. $5,000 cash prize, courtesy of Bluewealth Property. So make sure you jump in there and throw your hat in the ring. All right, shall we get into TLT for round 4? We kick off on Thursday night, the Manly Seagulls and the Sydney Roosters. Nothing really Supercoach relevant from the Manly Seagulls. I mean, outside of Tanel Paseka's playing, and he might be everyone's MVP this weekend, the last front row forward fucking standing.
There's
Thank
going to be
Christ.
so many people playing Taniela Paseka.
Mate, yeah. If it wasn't for him, we'd be in all sorts.
He has to get half right minutes, right? Like
I think he will.
Brandon
Yeah.
Wakem plays 9. Waddell bully more.
Well, Nathan Brown's out as well, so that helps him.
Yeah, has to get decent minutes.
Also, just the only other thing that's probably Supercoach relevant from Manly is just to watch on the 18, the young fella, if he actually gets on the field. Could be a little cheapy that we get at some point this season. But hot tip, not short on cheapies. Roosters, Billy Smith returns after that e-bike fucking catastrophe. Outside of that, no other changes to the starting team for the Roosters. Hugo Fluffy Savala on the six man, but that won't really impact anything. Anything you want to touch on from that Trickies game, mate?
Not much there, mate. No.
We've then got the Warriors and the Tigs, 6 p.m. In Auckland. As far as the Warriors goes, a few changes here. Obviously, Chancey Klokstad, he returns into the side. He returns at fullback. Tane Topiki drops out of the side. Adam Pompey returns after the birth of a child. Congratulations, mate. Luke Metcalf returns at 5'8", is the big in this week. To partner Tanner Boyd in the halfback jersey. We sort of spoke about this on Bloke the last few weeks about Tanner Boyd, a good shot to keep that jersey. I think they'll work well together. Outside of that, Lecker returns to the edge as well. Mitch Barnett on the bench. Nothing else to really touch on from the Warriors, but I mean, when I say nothing else, that was quite a bit to touch on, Timmy.
Heaps going on at the Warriors.
Heaps to touch on. More than I touched my knee last week.
Yeah.
Plenty happening.
Yes, especially around two very popular trade targets now. Jackson Ford-Roo, we're deep diving in the subscriber, the Roo Crew pod, which will be out.
Already out?
Already out, yeah.
Mate, it's fucking yesterday's news.
Yes,
now. Make sure
already
you go get
out.
it.
So, but there are a few important pointers there, and we had a chat about Luke Metcalf back on the Playbook podcast. I'm keen to get your thoughts on the impact of Luke Metcalf from a Tanner Boyd Supercoach perspective.
My gut says I don't think it's going to impact Tanner crazy. I don't think his role is going to change all that much. I also think the Warriors are just pounding teams in the fucking earth now, so I still think he'll get some attacking stats. Do I think it'll be the same as the last 3 weeks? No, but let's be honest here, the last 3 weeks over a fucking 8-year career from Tanner are outliers anyway. I still think Tanner will be a good option. I think if you are someone that's looking at Tanner, I haven't looked at him as far as his break even. I'm pretty sure it's pretty low though. So people are, I believe people are looking at going Tanner to then move to Nathan Cleary over the next few weeks, which I still think that's a fine play if that's what you need to do. I know I spoke to some people who just flat stick couldn't afford Nathan Cleary. How? I'll never fucking know with all the money you've got. But anyway, you've got some sickening habits in your life you need to sort out. But yeah, if you need to go Tanner Boyd to him, I love the matchup this week. I would safely assume Tanner Boyd keeps the goal kicking. I think he's a better goal kicker anyway, which means with the way the Warriors are going, they're scoring 40 points a fucking week. I hate to say it because I want the Tigers to do well, but I think the Warriors pound them into the fucking earth this week. So yeah, I think Tanner Boyd, he might not be as good as the first 3 weeks, but you don't really need him. You just need him to be consistent and be a bridge to Nathan Cleary.
Yeah, very much so. 698K, break even of 17. Again, the matchup, particularly with Jerome Luai out, you get to it surely, but Adam Dewey named, whether or not he takes the field, we will see. But he's got them on a good week on that front with some injuries to deal with. I think he scores well this week, and then it goes into the Sharks at Shark Park, into Melbourne at Amy Park. Two very tough games.
Yep.
Granted, God knows what Sharky's going to turn up. But I'm not entirely convinced.
Yep.
If he got on last week, happy days, because he went up $123,000.
Yep.
I don't know. Metcalf back. I think it'll be a wonderful NRL combination because Boyd can steer the ship, run the show, and it was free up Metcalf's running game. I really like it.
Yeah.
But Metcalf's also a very good playmaker. I don't know if I'd call him a senior playmaker, but he's thereabouts. Especially what he did last year. He can command a lot of attacking ball. I just think with Tanner playing with like a rookie last week and chopping, changing halves partners, he's been, pretty dominant this year. But as a halves duo, I do think they'll work. I don't know, mate. I just look at the massive price rise he's had, the fact that he's one ordinary score away from the price rises stopping, paying almost $700K when there are blokes like Nathan Cleary, Nico Hines, Jerome Hughes. I just can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing it. As I said, the only reason why you would do it is that it's a bridge to Nathan Cleary over the next 2 or 3 weeks. I think he could quite easily score 80 or so in this game, and then he'd still have a low break even next week. But yeah, I don't think he's a keeper or anything. I wouldn't want to have him for 5 weeks, but I think if it is your bridge to get to Nathan Cleary, I can get around it.
Yes. Even like Cleary's a bit over 100K more. Like it's just, surely you can make it happen.
But I've had 3 conversations with people who've told me I can't do it. And how the fuck that works, I'll never know. They must just be falling short in a lot of avenues. But once again, I don't understand how you don't have money to
I know every team's not the same, but I can literally get Nathan Cleary with the money in my bank.
Yeah, I'm exactly
As
the
a
same.
27th man, wouldn't that be nice?
It'd be unreal. Yeah, I can't believe you don't have him. But anyway. Now, I didn't actually get through the Tigers side, but as Timmy mentioned, Adam Doueihi at halfback. I will be absolutely stoked if Dewey's playing. That's a great result, but I'll also be shocked if he's playing.
Me too.
He is so important to your football side. You're going to New Zealand. I don't know. I know obviously my thought process is very different to the West Tigers. I don't think you're going to win this game of football anyway. The Warriors are looking red hot. You've lost Jerome Luai for a month. If you go out and you put Adam Doueihi out there and you lose him for a few weeks, that's your season fucked as far as I'm concerned. It's a risk I wouldn't be taking personally.
I'm with you. Well, all I will say is if they play him, he must be fine. Like, it must have been, it was so weird. He looked like he was gone last week, but it must have been some weird tightness, maybe some cramping came in. I don't know how it all works. We've got NRL Physio for that. But, yeah, Adam Doueihi, if he does play, they must be 100% confident there's no issue because it's madness if he does. If he played and did
Given
it
his
again,
history, you'd want to be 130%.
Yeah.
That's the thing for me. And I'm saying it because he is too important to that football
and
side.
130% confident on him means we're 100%, but we're going to give him next week anyway because of his history.
Yes, exactly right. He's too important to this footy side. Anyway, we'll leave that where it is. Outside of that, no other changes to this West Tigers side. Okay, let's move to the Bronx and the Finn. Friday night battle of Brisbane for the Broncos. Payne Haas out. Holy. We got some rumours of this starting to leak yesterday morning. I loved watching Physio's broadcast channel, how it just got progressively worse throughout the day to then the news breaking that Haas wasn't going to feature. Brutal. As I said, we have got a subscriber episode that's already out that you can go and have a listen to that on SC Playbook. Subscribers or in the Roo Crew. Take a deep dive into what to do with him and everything. We'll have NRL Physio who'll be on soon to talk more about him. We just leave it there on Payne Haas. We'll talk about him after Physio.
Yes, I think so.
Sweet. Xavier Willison moves in the front row. Piakura on the edge. Outside of that, no real changes to the Broncos side there. Adam Reynolds back in as well. He was obviously named last week, so he's not in on the team sheet, but he didn't play. Can I ask you, my friend, as a Reece Walsh testicle cradler, how are you feeling about 1, Payne Haas being out, 2, Adam Reynolds coming back into the team?
Yeah, I don't love it. Like him without
It's far from a train wreck, but
statistically speaking, better without Adam Reynolds. I mean, Payne Haas is just simple as, isn't it? They just lose a ton of go forward, which Reece Walsh just carves off.
Yeah.
I think he'll be fine and doesn't change decisions I'll make I still think he's a great buy this week, but sure as hell not the same with, in particular, no Payne Haas.
Yeah. I think I'm not a Reece Walsh owner if I was with this fucking Queensland tour incoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but far from the end of the world. He's an absolute freak. We know that. For the Dolphins, no real changes to this side except for Tommy Flegler. He obviously returns on the bench, and I will be over the moon to get his 24 points this week because I will desperately need them, which might allude to where else my trades are going this week. Anything else in that game, Timbo?
No, aside from get your 305k saved up for next week when Brendan Piakouras gets set for his first prize race.
Can't wait. Can't wait to buy him, then trade him out 2 weeks later and go, why the fuck did I do that again?
The score a hat trick this week, he's got 140 points and get injured 10 minutes into the next week. Anyway.
Yep, without a doubt. Bulldogs Knights, 3 p.m. Saturday. For the Bulldogs, no changes to their backline. Satili Tupanua starts with Sam Hughes out. A couple of changes on the bench as well with Hapoi going there, Sean O'Sullivan. Outside of that, no huge changes for Canterbury, I don't think. No. Anything there, Timbo?
No, nothing there, mate. Jacob Kiraz obviously a little bit wounded in the capital last week. Big watch on him. Again, another sort of touched on the playbook potty, but he's one of the most sold players this week. Break-even's 113 or so. Look, if he's injured, the Doggies don't need to play him. I think if he fronts up, he plays this week. It's a great matchup against the Knights. It's a first home game in Australia for them, and I don't know, he could come out, score a double, score 140, and then he's the most traded in player next week. If he comes out and he goes poorly again because of injury concerns, you might lose 50 to 60K on him, cop it, move on, but I wouldn't be selling.
Yeah, I wouldn't be pulling the trigger. I will say this as well. When I was in Vegas, was there for their captain's runs, he did a very limited captain's run and all that sort of stuff. He still went out and played. I think Kiraz, the reality is becoming with him. He's a bit of a Dylan Edwards. He just seems to be always carrying something because he plays fucking tough.
What I will say is that if he can back up last week's score with another bludger, we get him very cheap at some point.
Yes, we will be finding you. Know that. We'll be coming for you, Jacob. For the Newcastle Knights, big in, Fletcher Sharp. Similar to Adam Dewey, I'm probably going to believe it when I see it that he's playing. Rumours are that he re-injured that last week. The big news here, Trey Mooney obviously gets a feature in our subscriber episode, but suspended for one game, which you didn't end up with him.
I did not, thankfully.
I think in the longest way possible. Great call.
Yes. Well, almost out of necessity last week, I was bringing him in because I didn't have another 2RF to sell to Ryan Couchman.
Yeah.
And I preferenced Chan over Couchman, but obviously wanted Couchman more. Then when the Lasardi injury happened, isn't it funny how Supercoach works out? I got Couchman and I'm like, okay, I hate that Lasardi's out with the money incoming, but I'm like, at least it means I can get Couchman over Mooney, who I was already on the fence with. And now Couchman's gone for 4 weeks. Mooney's gone for a week and scored shit. It's just like, honestly, this is why I say to people, try as hard as you can not to get too worked up over things that go wrong in your Supercoach, because it's just like, they come and go.
The domino effect of me watching New South Wales Cup and watching Sean Bloor look like he might never fucking walk again, to then me going, I need Lasardi, to then him being okay a week later, to Lasardi getting injured on a random Friday afternoon, to me getting Chan and me getting Couchman, then him getting suspended for 4 fucking weeks. Thank God I wasn't one of the Hopgood owners that he was also caught up in that shit fight. To then Trey Mooney getting suspended after we've spoken about him for 3 weeks. It's wild. It's insane how interconnected it all is.
Would have given anything, and this hadn't crossed my mind until right now. I wish that news didn't get leaked so easily on Lasardi, and he was just like gone 9 innings before the game, and everyone was like, oh, it's probably just a 1 week thing. Where is he?
Yep.
Anyway, that didn't happen.
But I knew it was a 4 week thing. There was even a moment where I sat there and went, he's going to make so much money when he steps on that field. There's every chance when he returns in 4 weeks' time I buy him.
Yeah.
But yeah, wild. Only other change for Newcastle is Bradley Clyde at 13, Matty Croker. Flying this year.
Yeah, it's coming to his own, hasn't he?
Fucking killing it, Matty Croaks. But yeah, nothing else to really touch on there from Newcastle point of view other than Phoenix Crossland is the 80-minute hooker you all wanted.
What did he score last week?
50. He's got a break even of 45. It really hasn't been that great. Hasn't been as bad as Reid Marnie and Hayward, but it still hasn't been great. All right, Panthers, Parramatta, Battle of the West, 5:30. For the Penny Panthers, their team is unchanged, I believe. Their starting team, outside of Jack Cogger returning in the 14. That's about it. On top of all that shit that happened, fucking big brain over here fucking traded out Isaiah Yeo, and he pumps out an 80 last week, which is good to see. For Parramatta.
That makes me quite happy, actually.
Yeah, well, it didn't me, but anyway. Parramatta. Not really Supercoach related, but geez, interesting. Jack DeBellin, mate. Got dropped to reserve grade last week, played 60 minutes. Jermaine Hopgood goes down, and he still is not in the side. He's not on the 6-man bench. He's pretty
with Guymer, Moretti, Dory in front of him. Like, what?
He was pretty poor in the first 2 weeks, I thought, but not poor enough that when Hopgood goes down, he's not in your top 19 players. Interesting, especially now. I don't know. I think they're really going to miss Dill Walker coming off the bench that side.
Yeah, very odd.
Very strange.
He started the first 2 rounds, didn't he?
He started 13, yeah, lock.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, big call. I think one that I am just willing to keep a little eye on is Tuivati. If he manages to snare some big minutes off the back of this, he's been unreal to start the first 2 games. He's also dual position. Thankfully, because of that HIA that they fucked up in round 1, he didn't get on the field. So we get another look at him.
Yes.
But, yes, one that I'm just keeping a little eye on. Outside of that, Brian Kelly returns for Parramatta, so he'll score 70 and miss 70 tackles, and then we'll be back in that shit fight all over again, unfortunately. I'll tell you what, he's going to be hot property on the waiver wire tonight.
Yes, lock and load.
I had him last week, then I dropped him. Hurts. Anyway, can't win them all. It'd be good to win a few more. Cowboys, Melbourne, late game, Saturday night, North Queensland. Tom Chester, suspended. Fucked, another one. Hurts.
It was
terrible timing.
Mate, there are genuinely people out there battling to field an 18 this week.
Love to hear it.
People have just absolutely copped it. And like, I think there'll be plenty out there that just have to boost to get a half reasonable team. So it's bonkers week. Just everything happened.
Shout out to our friend of the show, Steve Hebner, who decided not to draft a fullback this year and got Tom Chester. Now he legitimately doesn't have a fullback.
What do you mean?
You let that sink in. Just didn't draft a fullback, got Tom Chester. Thought I'll find a fullback later. I think he's trying to work a trade at the moment, but
oh no,
Tom Chester being suspended has never hurt anyone more than Steve Hebner. Let me tell you.
No.
Yeah, no. So the only change to the back line is Zach Laybutt comes into the side. That's it for the back line. Forward pack, I think, remains the same as well. So a couple of forwards being changed on the bench. Tom McHaley returns. I think Harrison Edwards returns there as well. Yeah, but nothing enormous there. Sonny Luke obviously taking minutes off Reid Marnie. Never trust what a coach says before round 1, Timmy. We've learned it time and time again. A lesson as old as time, Kat Haddad.
Oh, I'm learning the hard way at the moment too.
Yep. Are you a Reid owner?
I brought in Harry Grant over the weekend. I got rid of him. I was just like, I don't know why I went against one of the oldest just non-negotiables, which is just locking in Harry Grant at hooker. Like he's the best option, and he didn't score that well, but anyway, Reid Marnie's off my back.
Are you breaking for us?
Apparently.
Did you say he's the best option? It's weird because Phoenix scored more than him last week.
Well, I haven't really been paying much attention to the Knights.
I've been paying heaps of attention to Phoenix, know that. For the Melbourne Storm, no changes to their backline. It remains the same. Forward pack, Alec McDonald starts on the edge. He'll job share with Cooper Clark, and Trent Leary, he returns in jersey 13. Interesting, they've got Cooper Clark, Tui Kamikamica, and then you would assume one of Davey Moali or Jack Hetherington joins the bench. Jack Hetherington knocked out 80 minutes in Cup in the front row on the weekend.
Did he really?
Might be gearing him up for something, I reckon. But we'll see. Outside of that, not much else to touch on unless you've got something there, Timbo.
No, I'll go, mate.
Sunday, Durs, Sharks. For the Raiders, Josh Papali'i out. Smithies comes in. Nothing overly Supercoach relevant coming from that game, I guess, outside of Matty Timoko. Still not on that 6-man bench.
The Raiders are 1 from 3. Mm-hmm. The one being a golden point win over Manly, who could come last. Timoko still can't get a run. Mm-hmm. Did he play Cup on the weekend?
Yes, he did. He's
How'd
got a try, I think.
Yeah, what's going on?
Weird one. But looks to me like our boy Simmy. Actually, fuck you, he's my boy. I think he's just flat stick won the spot, which just adds another chapter to the wild life of Simi Sasungi. Which if they made a movie out of it, promise you I would grab some Maltesers and popcorn.
He's won the spot, but also there's not a chance. I shouldn't say not a chance.
Doubt him, I dare you. I dare you to doubt Simi.
Yeah.
People have doubted Simi all his life, mate.
It's not a doubting.
It's the opening scene in the movie.
Oh, right. Good. Yeah. I'm with you. It's not a doubting Simi thing. It's just like, it's the Kiwi centre.
Yes.
And you can just add to your forward.
It must just be a defensive thing, though. It has to be.
Yeah, and Ricky's just gone all in. But like, a defence was pretty. I know he had his moments. I know he's not a red hot defender, Timmy. I get that. But I mean, we won the minor premiership last year. It was we can't have been that bad, can we?
Yeah, I mean, he got blitzed in those last few games, though, I thought. Yeah. I thought he saved his worst defence for the big time.
He's not great defensively.
Yes.
1 try last week, 12 runs for 121 metres, a try assist, 6 tackle breaks. What's his defence look like? Tackles made, 15 missed 2, like pretty good numbers.
Yeah.
Anyway.
As far as the Sharkies go, the only change is Britton Nicola, who comes out of the side. So Teague Wilton will start on the edge. Outside of that, they remain as they were last week. Anything from that game, Timmy?
No.
Hey, Cronulla, can I introduce you to your left centre? Pass him the fucking ball occasionally. Heaps good-looking dude. Give him the ball.
I'm not doing it, so don't get excited, but if I sold him, the bookies just reel in his try score to $1.01.
Yeah.
And it'd still be overs.
Yeah.
He'd score a hat-trick in the first half. Some blokes...
Have you got him?
Yeah.
Oh,
It explains a lot, doesn't it? Some blokes, everyone has their plays in Supercoach that you just can catch and you just cannot catch. I cannot catch KL Hero.
For what it's worth, we have a chalkboard in about even for our guys that are on the blacklist.
Yeah.
It owes on. Tom Birmingham made the huge decision to put him on the blacklist after round 1.
This year?
Yeah, round 1.
I don't hate that because...
He scored 11 games in a row last
and
year.
then he scored against the Titans. I know, that's why I bought him. I paid $700K for him in Supercoach.
Same. It's the only thing I got wrong, I reckon. Hurts. Titans Dragons, 6:15 p.m. If you have a dinner booked, book another. Oh, boy.
I was truly wondering how you were going to intro this game because it is a hell of a way to round out the week.
I reckon, I had a look at their draw the other day, Timmy. I reckon if the Titans don't win this, I reckon they're starting the season 0-10.
Oh, it gets bad, doesn't it?
It gets tough.
And they have not even shown a glimpse that suggests they could beat anyone decent.
And here come the Dragons without the Couchmans. This is their best hope, I reckon. Granted, it's probably the Dragons' best hope as well, but
even the
I feel like the Dragons have showed some ticker though.
They have. Like last week was a bit of a debacle, but the first 2 rounds are actually okay. Yeah.
Did you watch the Dragons last week?
Yes.
Oh,
Bruh, fuck.
mate, there was some good footy last weekend.
Yeah, there
I was at a wedding in the mighty Wagga Wagga.
Yeah.
And so the only games I got to sit down and watch every minute of every game dialed in with the Dragons and Eels into the Titans and Cowboys. I almost quit rugby league forever. It was
I
bad.
said to Beck 5 minutes for halftime, I said, put your shoes on. Let's go to the pub and watch this. Oh. I was like, this is fucking brutal.
I need a beverage in my hand to get through this. Yeah.
This was tough. How did the MC job go, by the way?
Good.
Mick Crocker.
Really well.
Michael Carianis.
Well, whoever, all the big dogs, mate. Yeah, no, beat all of them. It was good. It was different.
Matt Cross.
People always said, you do this for a living, mate. You speak behind microphones. I'm like, yeah, I talk NRL Supercoach stats. I'm like, that's easy.
That's not what you MC'd about? Or?
And I was like, do I just go all in on Supercoach?
Did you throw in any of it?
There was a few little
What was your best gag?
That's awesome.
We're not getting into that. We're not getting into
Oh,
that.
I think you would have nailed it. I'm not taking the piss out of you. I think you would be a fucking unreal MC.
No, it went well.
Yeah.
It went well.
Yeah, I almost would have had you the MC at my wedding, but I knew 30 other dudes. I think you actually would have killed
Thanks.
it. Though.
I can't even add to that joke because I didn't get invited to your wedding.
I didn't know. Well, I did know you then, but
No,
she was still a CBA in Toyota Cup. She hadn't merged yet.
Yeah. It went well.
It went well. Good to hear. Shout out to Wagga too. So good they named it twice. Titans. Jaden Campbell wears the 7 this week after putting the team on his back last week. Your boy, Arama Howell, just hanging on. Just keeps doing his fucking thing. I thought he was better on the weekend.
Arama, how much money are you going to make me this year, bro?
Man.
He's just doing a job, isn't he?
Yeah, that's going a little bit too well for you. I might have to bet on him to score this week and really jinx him.
And the best thing about him, remarkably, he's like the 5th or 6th most traded-in player this week, which I think is absurd. But because his job security is so poor and the Titans keep playing Sunday at 6 p.m, where he could get dropped to the bench in the final team and then he just stranded, like some teams might be. I can't fathom how you could possibly buy him if you didn't know him. But in the meantime, I'm just watching him play 80 and bang out 40 plus in base, 55 plus scores. He's just doing a job.
Playing the last game.
He's just doing a job for me.
Oh, that's Titans footy.
Yeah, 80K, next 17 break even. But as I said, look, He could make 350K and keep playing 80, but you cannot buy him.
No, and I think for you, it's already at the point where it's a raging success. No matter what happens from now on, it's a success as far as I'm concerned.
Mate, as I said, I remember round one and everyone was trying to find that right final 2RF cheapie.
Yeah.
And there were huge red flags around every one of them. Mine was a Rama and he's just ticking along.
Yeah, he's done enough and he's held on long enough that it doesn't matter now. So
Yeah.
credit to you. Dragons, no changes here to the back line. As far as the forward pack goes, as we said, both Couchmans are out. So that was a good trade in. Good to see. Ryan Couchman will get a feature in our subscriber. He's actually a second row forward.
Yeah, no, let's chat Ryan Couchman.
Let's do it. 4-week suspension. That's just come out. You guys would have known about it for 24 hours or so by the time you are listening. What are your thoughts, Timbuktu?
I think I'm in a hole, mate.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, we'll get him up, but the dude's just an animal. Like, the key being that sort of 4 weeks out, just to make it worse, he'll come out for one game, then he has the bye. Wonderful.
Fuck me.
Yeah, I know.
Negative 21 break even.
Yeah, I just think... I think in a year where cash was a bit harder and there are other targets and we could get them, I'd be like, you know what, I'll sell him and I'll get him back for someone that peaks later on.
Yeah.
My cash is good. I'm happy with my team. He's not injured, so he's not coming back underdone.
Yep.
He'll be coming back raring to go. And the fact that he's been doing it in sort of 55 minutes consistently off the bench, you add him 1 or 2 Dragons injuries, there's every chance he comes back as a starter. There's every chance, like, the Dragons have won 1 or 2 games by that point. And they're like, screw it, let's just start this beast. Yeah, I think I'm just going to hold.
He got a sim bin on the weekend, which means he missed out on 10 minutes of game time. He also missed out on 10 points. He scored fucking 60.
Yeah, and he's $335,000.
Which once again points to what I sort of spoke about last week. Even if his minutes get reduced, I think he's such a maniac, he'll make it count.
Yeah.
He just loves putting his head where you shouldn't. He fucking froths it. So happy to have him. We'll be holding him, but there will be a cull of other dudes, which we'll get to sooner rather than later. Anyone else you want to touch on from this blockbuster game, mate?
No.
Thank Christ. Okay, let's move to our Blue Wealth Property segment. Shout out to them. They had the property showcase last week, which I hear it went absolutely gangbusters. Busters of gangs. They loved it. Spoke to a few people who actually attended the event via Beers and Breakevens. I know there was a lot of you, so shout out to you. I believe one of them got in the live Q&A and asked for a discount on one of the properties because they listened to Beers and Breakevens, which I respect.
That's so good.
So dribbly.
That's such good hustle.
Unreal hustle.
Wonder if Tony gave it to him.
You know what? Tony's such a good fellow, he probably would have.
He could have done it. If he was a doggies,
family at Blue Wealth.
If he was a doggies fan, into a Beers and Breakevens listener, into attending the event, I reckon Tony would have hustled back for him. Would have had to have been a doggies fan though.
Yeah, if you're a Titans fan, he would have probably charged. If you were a Titans fan, there are no Titans fans. Weird thing. I was looking at the Titans on my screen. If you're a Para fan, you probably would have charged you double.
Yeah. Or just not let you in full stop.
Yeah, fair shout. Now we have got some big events incoming over the next few weeks. On the 8th of April, buying a property with your super. That one is a webinar, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. So make sure you jump on that one. Something that I know, I've had a few friends that have sort of dove into this over the last couple of months, which something I need to have a look at as well. The old super just sitting there.
Yeah, I've got some financial advice for you.
Hit me.
Around super. Tony can probably explain it better.
No shock, but
make sure you don't have numerous superannuation accounts. Make sure they're condensed into one because you earn more off your interest. I feel like this is the time where there needs to be some sort of disclaimer about I'm not a financially qualified in any way, shape or form. Do not listen to me, but I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
I'm pretty sure it's a thing. I'm pretty sure I went through it about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to consolidate your super.
Yes.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, still want you in trouble.
And then buy a property with it with Blue Wealth Property
Yep.
on the 8th of April. That's a webinar, 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Very interesting to have a look at. Once again, like critical information. It might not be for you right now, but in the future, I'll give you the hot fucking tip. It'll interest you. Wealth Through Property, the OG. This is the entree that everyone needs to get. This is when you go to Sizzler and you get the cheese toast. You all need to have it. It's a must. I'm gonna strangle you if you don't get that. Are you fucking serious?
No, I do. But can we also just acknowledge, like, grew up in Cooma, Shock 20, there's no freaking Sizzler in Cooma.
I've never been to a Sizzler.
What the fuck? Are you serious?
Never been.
I went...
Why am I surrounded by eggs constantly?
I reckon I've been to it once in my life. There was a Sizzler in Campbelltown. I went to school at the lovely St. Gregory's College, and I reckon I went to Sizzler there, and I've been there once.
Ugh. Okay, well, can someone in the comments let me know how much they appreciated that one? The cheesy garlic bread you used to get at Sizzler was the chef's kiss.
Are they all gone?
Yeah, they're all gone, ski. Red Rover.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Last time I was at a Sizzler, I was on my way to Shark Park to watch the Dragons and the Sharks. This would have been like 15 years ago.
I believe it's Ocean Protect.
I was on my way to Shark Park and I stopped in at Sizzler and I was on my own and because I was meeting friends there, I said, I just table for one. I sat down and then another guy walked in. I've never actually told either of you this story, I reckon. Another guy walked in, he's like, table for one. They're like, we're full. And I just turned and said, you can sit here if you want, mate. I'm just on my own. Turned around, it was Peter Sterling.
No way.
Yeah.
No freaking way.
We shared some cheesy garlic bread.
So
He was getting ready to commentate about his notes and shit, so I sort of
No
left him
way.
to his own devices.
So is it the garlic bread you like, or is it a sentimental moment that you think?
No, the
fondly
garlic
of?
bread is like world renowned. Like it's like if you if your parents didn't hate you and they would have taken you somewhere nice occasionally, like Sizzler, you would know what we're
Yeah,
talking about.
sorry.
I have such big news. Apologies to listeners, but I have such big news right now for you.
Oh
Well,
my God.
I just Googled it, and there's an article pop up from late February. Sizzler is set to make a grand return to Australia 5 years after the much-loved chain closed its final restaurants in late 2020.
Huge.
Guess where it's opening?
If you say
Cooma.
mascot, I'm going to flip the fucking computer and
The
go.
iconic 90s buffet will soon be opening at Minor Hotel's new NH Collection Hotel at Sydney Airport in Mascot.
No
Stop
way.
it! I don't even know what that is, but I'm keen. That's huge. That's a huge needle
It's
mover.
literally opening on your doorstep. And there's a video accompanying it, and it's air fryer sizzle-style cheese toast.
When's that art? Yeah, I told you, it's the fucking goat. Like when you hear you know that famous story that Matty Johns tells about when Super League was happening and he was out for dinner with Joey and they rang the restaurant because they knew where Matty and Joey would be. They rang Sizzler because they knew that's where they would be. That's where they went all the time. Yeah, the goat. That is
There you go.
That's
very
huge.
exciting news and very alarming news for my waistline. Rentvesting, 30th of April. I forgot this was a Bluewealth read. Rentvesting, 30th of April. That's a webinar, 6:30 p.m. to 7:30. And then Wealth Through Property. That's a live event for you Melbourne Storm supporters down in Melbourne, 28th of April. That's at the Crown Promenade South Bank, 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. I'm sure Josh Durkin will be down there.
You'll be fired up for that one.
He'll be fucking begging for the Wealth Through Property live event down there. And if you Melburnians, make sure you get yourself down there to that one. But the big one coming up, buying a property with your super, 8th of April. That's a webinar, 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Jump on there in the PJs and get stuck in. Support the people that support us, and Bluewealth Property, they have supported us from day one. In fact, they reached out to us originally before we were even looking for sponsors. So that's how good they are. Reach out to them. All right, we have now got our video from NRL Physio. I am very, very keen to get his thoughts on Payne Haas. So we'll hand over now to the one and only Brian Seeney.
Righty crew, SUPERCOACH relevant injuries for this week. Probably the biggest one, Payne Haas. So the Bronx have been pretty secretive about this so far. So haven't really given us much information from what I have heard and the few reports that have been around. It sounds like an AC joint issue. Now, an AC joint issue at the best of times is usually just a pain management thing. So they usually come back with it needled up, painkilling injections. Guys have suffered AC joint injuries in game and come back from it in that game. The worrisome thing about this, obviously, is that he's, required to miss a week. That's not ideal. It probably means that it's I'd love to think it's a minor issue, but usually if you're missing a week, it's probably a moderate, so a partial tear, which means that the pain's just going to hang around a little bit longer. By and large, usually, I would say hold for anybody who has him. And most forwards who suffer this kind of injury come back and avoid aggravation, and it's usually okay. The unfortunate thing is that aggravation risk will be elevated when he does return. And if we talk about worst case scenario, I posted this over in my broadcast channel on Instagram, so bear with me here, but this is Payne Haas in 2022, so he had a minor AC joint injury at that time. So in 2022, his first 6 games, he averaged 76 points per game. So fully fit and healthy, doing really well. He then suffered a grade 1 AC joint sprain, so the most minor AC joint issue you can have. He played the next week, so didn't miss any time. He aggravated in that game, then had a week off. He came back, he aggravated it again, and just kept playing through. So over that 5 weeks, he averaged 50. So a drop off from 76 to 50, playing through this minor AC joint issue that he kept aggravating. Then he suffered an AC joint injury to the other shoulder, which is just crazy. I've barely ever seen that. He missed no time. He played through that for the next 3 weeks and continued to average 50. So over like an 11-week period after suffering a minor AC joint injury, he did play 8 weeks, but he averaged 50 in that time. And I think for us super coaches, that's probably worst case scenario, because if he's out for 4 or 6 weeks, you just trade him out, away you go. But here, because he's named, he only misses a week and then he's back, aggravates it, his performance is way down. This is what we talk about with these pain management issues. It's the performance is the main thing. They can suffer an aggravation, their scoring comes right down. So that's like worst case scenario. I buried the lead a little bit here in that we haven't heard much, and hopefully by the time you guys are listening to this, we get some more clarification. But what I have heard is it's looking like a 2-week absence for Payne at this point in time. I haven't got enough information yet to make me say he's definitely a trade, but if he's going to miss 2 weeks, I'd lean towards trading him out because it's probably a more severe AC joint injury. So that's kind of where I sit with him. So hopefully we get some more information. At the moment, I'm holding, but I have my finger hovering over that trade button for any more information that we get. Adam Dewey, that was an absolute miracle. I don't know how that happened. Probably the worst cramp you've ever seen in your life. I have heard that he does have a minor issue there. Scans showed up a minor issue that he's been managing. So I think this week, with the way teams are going, there's a few guys, we'll talk about Jacob Kiraz in a second. If they've got a green dot next to their name, I don't know if you can trade them out in a great, in a week where you've got your full squad. Maybe Adam Dewey is a trade because he's a high aggravation risk, re-injury risk, that kind of thing. I think you just persist with Adam Dewey with the recognition that he's at an elevated risk of re-injury. Jerome Luai, he's out for 4 weeks. Jacob Kiraz is the other one. He's playing through that shoulder. What we think is an instability. We spotted in the preseason. He had that shoulder strapped up. He didn't look great in Vegas at times, but he looked horrible the other night after that first run. It got lifted above his head. The old ticking time bomb comes out. Is there some instability there that he's playing through that he's aggravating? We haven't had confirmation of that. So I think in any other week, I said on the podcast on Sunday night that I would probably lean towards trading, but give him another week. But I think now he's got a green dot next to his name, so you probably have to hold him. But if you have no other problems, I think it's a fair enough trade to get rid of him because, he did not look good the other night. And that's a risk each and every week. Although in saying that, he is playing the Knights this week, so could probably score 3 tries and put up an absolute bazillion points. Jermaine Hopgood, he's out for the year, so catch you later. Sam Rani, he's going to be out for at least 6 weeks. Toby Couchman, I think, was a category 1 for his HIA or his concussion, so he'll miss this week. Most will be back the week after. And then Britt Nickera, he's actually out this week with a broken nose. You don't usually see guys miss much time with broken noses, but he should only miss a week and be back after that. So, some big decisions there. I think Payne Haas it's hovering over that trade button. Adam Dewey, I'm probably holding, and Jacob Kiraz, I'm probably holding just with the carnage that's going on this week. But I think, if I had a fully fit squad, I'd probably be looking at trading out Dewey and Kiraz as well. So it's a bit of a weird week like that. But otherwise, guys, if you want more information like this, Magic Sponge podcast on a early Monday morning, and we'll talk next week.
Okay, that smoothed the needle for me a little bit, Timmy. That's a little bit more alarming than what I thought it'd be about Payne Haas. Those stats from earlier in his career are a little bit alarming. Physio knows what he's doing, and for him to be considering trading him out, I really didn't expect him to say that, if I'm honest.
Me either.
Yeah, that's a bit of a worry. We've talked about it more in the subscriber episode. We'll get in a little bit more depth there, but as he said, back in 2021 or whatever, when he had this same injury, he averaged about 50 across a 5-week period or whatever. Those numbers are pretty alarming. But we'll keep an eye on that situation. If he doesn't play next week, Timmy, that's going to be a bit of a kick in the dick, just quietly.
Few concerns. I think probably the first one that comes to mind is like, I still assume most will probably hold.
Yep.
At the fear of a bit of Payne has FOMO. But I don't think you captain him anytime soon.
No, I don't. And I actually love that that's happened. It opens it right up.
It's
now.
great.
It's fucking sensational. Not for you, Payne, but for Get Better for Origin. But for everyone else during this period, I love it.
Yeah. I still don't think I could sell him just because I'm going to want him straight back. And he's one of them ones where, like, you could sell him now. He might not come back. He might miss 2 weeks. And all of a sudden, okay, that's not a bad play early. Then he could come back and average 50 to 60. He might drop 150K. But there's a lot of ifs and buts in what I just said around the best front rower in Supercoach by margin. So I just think the safer play is just hold him. He could be back next week, even if it's a 2-week layoff. The majority of Supercoaches, especially probably the higher ranked ones, are going to be in the same boat as you and just deal with it. And yeah, I think you just hold, don't you?
Without getting off topic, I used to have a history teacher that used to say there's a lot of buts and ifs instead of ifs and buts, and it used to shit me to no end.
Okay, so not even to be clever or to be...
No, I just think he was a bit of an oddball, but yeah, he used to say buts and ifs, and I was like, why? And I asked him one day, he said, because it's in alphabetical order, and I was like, I don't know, man.
Oh, he had a bit.
Yeah.
There's a bit going on.
Yeah, he had a bit
Sandwich
going
short of a picnic. All right, stats deep.
Dive.
Oh, I've missed her.
It's good to be
Fuck,
back.
I've missed her. Winston sucked at that. Credit to you, Kat.
Thank you.
Great return.
Thank you.
Now, Finay Fuiaki does the daily double. He double dips the chip, Finay Fuiaki. Not many people get a feature 2 weeks in a row, but here's Finay Fuiaki just making history week after week. We're going to partner that in with a little bit of Connolly Lemuelu, 2 former Cowboys, killing it at the Dolphins. Talk to me, Timmy.
Yes. Good to have you back, Kat. That was wonderful.
Thank you,
nice.
Timmy.
Yeah, 2RF special, the stats edition tonight, because there's just some mid-rangers teeing off.
Yeah.
On top of that, there's some expensive 2RFs not doing what we had hoped. Finny Fuiaki, it's a very simple one here, mate. We said last week 2 weeks. Is it too small a sample size? And we thought probably, bit risky. Lowest score of the season, 73. But, mate, he backed up the base, 63 in base.
To take a quote from the great Hammy, how do you want your eggs, boys? Scrambled, poached, or on your face? On our face, this one. It's one of his best, eh?
I don't think we slammed him, though.
I think I called him a mirage, so
You slammed
I'm
him.
going to take accountability.
Okay, I won't. Just
me.
something different.
Is that door closed?
It's very loud, isn't it?
Good.
So, 3 weeks in a row, mate. Attacking upside, running off Isaiah Katoa, playing pretty good footy. Looks like that role's pretty well locked in. I mean, look, even last year, averaged 74 minutes, so he was a big minute player for them regardless. So it doesn't come out of nowhere. What has changed, though, is just his workload.
Yeah.
So, he's at 542K with a -1 break even. You can still get him.
I am very similar to your feelings around Kale Itero. I feel like the moment I trade him in, he's going to place 25 again.
And why there was a reluctance. He had 44 in base last year. You give him a few extra minutes up to 80, maybe that bumps up to sort of late 40s, 48 to maybe 50, but he's basing 60 this year. That's a huge jump. New stats, though.
Can I ask a question? And I know this will probably take you a few minutes. I'm happy to buy you some time. Was he one that you identified at the start of the season as a guy that would take a jump in the new stats? I know there was a lot of guys that made jumps, and some of them were 2RFs. To be completely honest with you, I almost reckon I could find this information faster than you because I lent on it so heavily for draft. I knew how to find that fucking page inside out on your website.
No, we're good, but thank you. So, $27,900 undervalued. So he's priced on like a 46 average. Should have been 49.1. So a slight bump, but nothing dramatic.
Not enough to reflect what's happened.
No.
No, okay. He's just had a good off season and is ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
Credit to him. One that I will consider this week and then not make a move on and then talk about how good he is next week again.
Oh, 100%.
Without a doubt.
I'm interested in the buy. I'm just phoning my team. I don't have any. The only one I have to move to him, all my back row is good to go, would be Ryan Couchman, which I don't really want to do. I could, but if I had someone like a standout to RFSL, like say you had, well, whoever it might be. If you've got someone at 2F you could sell, I think you could move. I would move him to him. I just don't.
Yeah. Very fair.
And the other one was Lemuelu, who, not the deepest of dives, just worth noting on the other edge at the Dolphins, averaging 80 minutes, averaging 73 points per game, averaging 54 in base, also just a terrific line running back rower. A little bit of attack, but not a heap so far. Again, if you're getting one of the two right now, it'd be Fini Fuiaki, but shit, those Finn's back rowers for a slow start to the season, doing some good things.
Yeah, they're doing great things up there. The next man, I didn't know he existed until last Thursday when Tim introduced me to him, but Joe Chan, talk to me.
Oh, yeah, that joke's been hilarious for the 15,000th time this show. And once again, you're welcome. All right. Another easy one, mate. I just wanted to touch on my outstanding call from last week. We know he went big. We know he scored a try, had an assist, etc. He also had his highest base of the season.
Yeah.
So he was flagged, I think, maybe in the deep dive last week, but he went 48 base, 49 base, and then we were impressed with that, 54 in base this week.
Bloody impressive.
He's like, I know this is getting too excited, and I don't think he has the output where he's going to sustain it to this point. But he's punching out like borderline cheaper numbers now. As long as he's running off one of the best playmakers in the game in Jerome Hughes in that spot and going around 50 base per game, like he screams to me of at the end of this 128 sort of point run when he peaks at maybe it's 650K, he's probably a sell. There's a world where at the end of this run where he does start to bottom out, you go, why would I sell him?
Yeah, very fair. I think he'll stick around for a while. Our next man, Jaden Sewer of Missing an E fame. Talk to me.
Yeah, it's an interesting spelling, isn't it? So, Jaden Sewer, another one who started the season on fire. So,
mate, eye test as well. Sewer has looked unreal. I reckon eye test, he looks the best I've ever seen him.
He does. So to start the season, averaging 86 points, sitting at 668K, so it'll cost you a pretty penny. Yeah, 86 points, breaking up 29. You sort of see the 86 average and go, all right, the attacking stats are flooding in. He scored one try and had 2 line breaks. No other major attacking stats to his name. 11 offloads so far. As you said, looking good. Adding in on top of that, he's played the Doggies in the Storm into the Eels. He's averaging 56 in base. He now goes in 80 minutes every game plus 90 minutes in Vegas against the Dogs. He now goes Titans, Cows, Seagulls, Bunnies.
Yeah, this Dragons draw is delicious over the next few weeks.
The Dragons have shown a bit this season, but just not quite enough to make me comfortable enough to invest in them. But, I mean, that's the point, right? They've been okay at best. They're winless. And he's still doing this. Like, what if they start to click and play some decent footy against these shitter sides?
Yep, and, because they're not going too well, they're quite often chasing points as well. They're going to move the football around. I think there's a world where over the next 7 weeks, like Atkinson probably not because you'll have a clear or whatever, but if you were to go Jaden Sewer and Val Holmes, I think you'll do really well over the next few weeks. I can see them both working.
Atkinson, nice little combos with the blokes on his edge already, Sewer and Val.
Yep. Gutho doesn't play down that edge a heap as well, so it's sort of, you're not going to miss out on too many Atkinson stats, I reckon. Mate, another guy that's really impressed me in the first 2 games is Samuel Ofino. He looks unreal.
Yes.
He's not the best back row at the Tigers, but he's good. 3 offloads last week, Kai piss poor, by the way. He had 44 offloads in 44 games in Newcastle.
Yeah,
he's had 4 in 2 games at the Tigers. Anyway.
61 points, Drew. 47 in base. Get weird. Get him.
I'm dangerously close to it, but anyway.
Okay. Samuel Ofino. 95-point average thus far. Priced at 508K, a break-even of negative 27, heading into what is a very tough Warriors clash. Plenty of attacking stats so far. 2 tries, 2 line breaks, 2 line assists. So a fair bit coming out there, keeping in mind in just the 2 games so far. He only had 9 runs on the weekend. Good output considering, and 14 the week prior, which isn't too bad. What are your thoughts?
I like him, but I think losing Jerome Luai is going to hurt, especially if Dewey's still playing. I think they'll be very dominant towards Dewey, so I don't love that.
Yeah, tries obviously both weeks. 47 in base per game. I don't have the numbers in front of me in terms of edge back rowers running off Jerome Luai, but
Yep.
I also feel like Jerome Luai doesn't use his edge back rowers that well because he steps in field 99 times out of 100. Like,
Yeah, but I still think most of the time it gets to him, it is via Jerome when he does do it. Like that might be why he's having fucking 8 runs per game.
Yeah.
I know. My other feeling with Fainu is I would rather have Jaden Stewart, Finefuaki, and maybe Connolly as well. I think there's other better options around.
Yeah. I suppose the benefit of Fainu is that he has only played 2 games, so all these blokes have had a price change. He's got the neg 27 break even.
That's fair. Yep.
So, yeah, look, not for me, but put it this way, buts and ifs. If he was like a right edge back rower outside Jerome Hughes, he would average about 180. Like, he would get so many attacking stats.
Yes.
I've sort of chatted out on Playbook, but just position and who you're around, all that sort of stuff, it's so important.
I mean, the devil's advocate is you might find with Jock Madden he gets more ball than he ever fucking has.
That's kind of what I was alluding to with the Jerome Luai stuff, where I'm like, is there a world where he gets clear a ball? And
Yeah, he might.
Like, I haven't seen heaps of Madden, but I feel like Madden straightens up relatively well and plays like a pretty traditional half. Put it this way, I know Madden doesn't sit there and step around and chop around and go off both feet. He'll play into the line, which is where I think it can benefit Samuel Fainu.
I think the other thing, the edge I'd be going at, I'd be sending a lot of traffic at is his edge. If you got Madden and Macassini there, I wouldn't be surprised if over the next few weeks they get a fuckload of traffic, especially against good sides.
Yep.
And he gets some extra tackles. Pretty Ricky.
Yeah.
The prettiest of them all. Talk to me. Banger of a game on the weekend.
Pretty Ricky. So, Jordan Ricky, that is. Where are we? Okay.
Not Ricky Stewart.
Not Ricky?
Yeah.
Not Ricky Stewart, not Ricky Martin, not Ricky Latelli.
The tackle.
The tackle. Yes. Okay, where have we got here?
There's not enough Rickies around. We need more.
We do need more.
Need more
Rickies.
in the modern
Bring
game.
it back. All right. 123 points against Melbourne. The thing for him, for me, he's just got his base going a bit rude. And he featured in a stat deep dive late last year. Gets a real lack of attacking stats, surprisingly, Jordan Ricky. I don't really know why. I feel like he get a lot, but he does not. Anyway, he's averaging 53 in base.
Yeah,
And
wow.
again, I feel like a lot of these back rows I've spoken about are just benefiting off the new system and more tackles and all that, especially the mid-ranges where the output's just clearly increasing. In 2025, he averaged 48 in base. Again, not bad. That's up to 53 so far. Couple of tries on the week and 123 points. Just worth flagging because I thought in the back end of last year where his base started coming to the fore a little bit, I thought it was maybe that flash in the pan, but he started well this year, found some attack, got the base. It's another one where you wouldn't go near him because you don't need to because there are so many other good mid-range 2RF buyers, but in another year where not everyone was flying, he'd be a genuine option.
His base has gone up consistently the last 6 years in a row. I just had a look.
There you go, yeah.
Wild. Yeah. Once again, I think there's a lot better options out there. We're probably getting further down this list and I would probably have Fainu over him realistically. But one to note.
Yeah. No need to speak on Arama Howe because we had a big get around him session earlier. I was actually putting on that list to say I don't think he's a buy as the 5th most traded in, featuring the 2RF, etc.
5th most traded in is interesting though. Okay. We want to just go through our trades, what we're thinking in the early parts of the week, because obviously, guys, this week is fucking chaos. There's a lot happening. My trades as it stands right now, and Timmy, chime in and let me know what you're thinking as I talk through them. I am lucky enough to have Purdue in my CTW. I'm going to trade out Cody Walker. Just not quite doing it for me. I don't trust him week to week.
Interesting.
Made some money early off him. I think I'm okay with that. I am going to move Cody Walker out. I'm going to move Purdue into my 5'8" role, which I would say a lot of you out there are having to play Pizzette this week. I'm going to play Purdue over him and be pretty happy with that.
Huge ups, FYI. Like I'm in the play Pizzette camp, not selling Cody Walker.
Yep.
Mate, I'm essentially conceding Pizzette's going to be my flex. Obviously, barring injuries and whatnot. I'm just like, there's money incoming for Pizzette, and I have obviously a bit more faith in you in Cody Walker to deliver long term and produce some cash. So straight off the bat, it's better for you, I think, because you already have Purdue and you can make that flip.
Yep.
But it's a huge boost.
Well, it's essentially Purdue or you can't do it, or you're playing Pizzette this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine Cody Walker's ownership is fucking sky high, right?
Yeah.
Must be pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going Purdue into my 5'8". That frees up a CTW slot. I know what you're thinking. Roo, move Tom Chester to your center wings. No, he's staying as my second fullback. I'm doing really well. Don't fuck around with it. I'm bringing in Val Holmes.
Yeah, I thought so.
You
Wait,
did
you're
think so
bringing
because
in
I
Val
fucking
Holmes?
told you
No, you
this
didn't.
afternoon.
We didn't chat about this.
Kat, you're going to have
He's
to
looking
insert a
for
screenshot of text
receipts.
messages here because I'm pretty confident, although his confidence is starting to rattle me a little bit. But
I didn't read it. If it's there, I didn't read it. I was doing stuff today, Roo. I brushed you.
In hindsight,
Yeah.
maybe. No, I did tell you.
Okay.
And you replied, huge with 7 E's.
Oh,
That's more E's than
my
Jaden Sewer has.
God.
That's unbelievable. I see how it is.
Timmy.
That's fine.
Whoa.
I'll send that to you, Kat. You can insert screenshots.
For what it's worth, I don't remember it. And secondly, at the top of the show, I was like, I better know your trades.
I think you were just trying to get a prediction right.
I already got Joe Chan right last week.
I'm going to call as I said. I think you were just trying to get one prediction right.
Val had you written all over it.
It does have me written all over it. Val had an absolute shocker last week. He was dreadful and he scored 80 Supercoach points. This draw over the next few weeks is delicious for the Dragons. He gets so much ball. I can't believe how much ball he got next week when fucking Charlie Geimer was defending on the other
Have
edge.
you seen anything like it? And
It's
they wouldn't go to
insane.
the other edge.
Oh, yeah, we didn't get to talk about this for 45 minutes on Bloke this week. It's fucking insane. It's... Mate, I was pulling. If I had
missed that
hair,
chat.
I would have been pulling it out.
I'm so glad I missed that chat.
Oh, it was at the end of the podcast. It was fucking brutal.
Oh, yuck. Well, I played because of the Tom Chester scenario, who I thought was going to be a nice play against the Titans. He had 17 freaking base and power the 2 weeks prior. Then I decided to play him this week against the Titans for 27.
Yeah, good.
Anyway, because of the uncertainty around him and Zach Labart,
Yep.
I kind of had to play Setu too.
Yep.
Which was all right. He had a crack and he scored 54.
Yeah.
But from that attacking perspective, I'm like, keep going to Setu too.
Yeah.
But I was also like, why would you go to that edge?
Bizarre.
Oh, Guymer's at centre.
So anyway, really like Val Holmes. I love the draw over the next few weeks. I'm not ruling out a wild captaincy here and there over the next few weeks. Gives me my guns, Herbie, Val Holmes, Latrell, which I'm really happy with. My other cheapies, I started with all of them, so I'm pretty over the moon with my CTWs. My other move,
So Walker to Val.
Val,
Yeah,
is
nice.
that move. My other move, and this breaks my heart, but sometimes you got to let him go to know if it's going to work out long term. Keanu Keeney.
You're joking.
Thanks for coming, bread and butter, but I'm moving on.
Interesting.
Very interesting, yes.
This
Unless
is huge.
you can, which I don't think you really can. Look, in an ideal world, I would rather trade out one of my CTWs and then move Tom Chester up there and then bring Teddy into my fullback slot. But I don't know. I've got... The only one I was looking at, Timmy, was Moses Leo, potentially moving him on, but I kind of want to play him this week against the North Queensland Cowboys.
That's the key, right?
Yeah.
So I want Val, but again, I don't have any CT dubs that I want to sell. Like,
Yeah.
I've got Iro and Herbie. I could sell Iro, but I'm just like, you know what? He's lost his cash. I'm going to want him back. And I don't want to sell any of my cheapies who are still going up in coin. Moses Leo is the one that maybe you could. Maybe he's about to play the Cowboys. Like, not only do I think he's going to score well and have another cash injection, but on a tricky week with all the injuries and suspensions, I think he's a great play.
Yep. Yeah. So, I think I really want Teddy. I said it last week. I stand
Yeah.
by it. I think the Roosters are going to fucking fist Manly on Thursday. I'm going to captain him. His break even's 132 still this week, which I thought would be little bit lower than that, but that's okay. I'm going to be in for Teddy for the long haul. He's my captain on Thursday night. I will say this. I do think with this Walsh v Teddy thing, this Haas injury,
Huge.
it's huge. Yeah,
Even
definitely
Reynolds
helps
coming
me.
back early and he won a goal kick.
Correct. Yes.
So your fullbacks are now who?
Teddy and Chester,
Okay.
and my flex is Sewer.
Yeah.
So
Who's your third fullback? Are you looking to get in a third fullback in time? Or
have
or
you
like-
heard of Tom Chester? Yeah, no, I am. I will be. I'm waiting for one of these CTWs to hit their peak so then I can trade them out,
Yeah.
move Chester to CTW, and then have my pick of which fullback I want in 2 or 3 weeks' time, which... Yeah, if Reece Walsh absolutely explodes, I might have to fall on that sword, but I'm hoping, and I don't think I will, I think I'll be going in a different direction.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just thinking. So you couldn't hold Cody and trade. Pardon me.
I tried to work this out. I was just falling short of getting Val and Teddy. I want them both.
Okay. I was going to say, like, there was a world there where you could hold maybe a Kinney and flip even a cheapy CT dub.
Yeah, no, I just
That would've been
I fell short every single way.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think Cody Walker's a sell for you guys out there. I don't think it's like a move you have to make by any fucking means whatsoever. I just really want to chase Val and Teddy over the next few weeks, and I think with their matchups this weekend, I want to do it this weekend. I don't want to wait.
You also killed 2 birds, 1 stone, right? Where you don't get Peasants 6 this week.
Yep.
Great. I honestly feel like we're all playing with 17 this week. Anyone in the play Peasant situation, I don't like it at all, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But then you get, I said, the other side where Val against the Titans, it could be a 150 week.
Yeah, and as I just said, like, I want to keep Moses Leo because he plays the Cowboys this week because he has that good matchup. I was so close to selling Purdue last week. The only reason I didn't is because he had a Titans matchup, and I kept him, and he pumped out 115.
Yeah.
Now his break-even's back down to 4. So I think when you have got those golden matchups that you just know can be a points-a-thon, you just have to lean into it.
Yeah. Oh, and look, mate, even to the similar point of, all right, I want Val this week. I've got a ton of money in my bank. I could get Val this week. But all the cheapies that I would sell, Leo versus the Cows, love it. Setu 2, who got through plenty of work last week, has the Titans.
Yep.
Tommy Chester comes back next week with a negative break even, I think it is, he has some soft weeks, I believe. Relatively soft. The Broncos are in there somewhere. Firemarni, again, Dragons at Seabus, like, cool. And then Maxine's obviously set for his first price rise. So there's no one there, like, if any of them had awful matchups, even to a degree, like a Tom Chester versus the Storm, it could do it, but they're pretty good matchups for CT Dub cheapies.
Yep, for sure. The other big news this week in my team, I had to make a really tough decision. I think it's already out in the media and everything, and it's caused a bit of a stir, but it's sent a good warning through the club. Harry Grant benched. Phoenix Crossland will start. Phoenix plays before Harry, so it makes sense to me.
Oh, you have to play Phoenix Crossland.
Have to. I want to play
Against
Phoenix
the
Crossland. He's a
Dogs.
fucking leader. He's a leader of men. Maggie Noodles will make 50 tackles this week and lead me to the promised land again.
Okay, well, that cancels out my Pez at 6.
Mate, you're all sleeping on Phoenix, I'm telling you. You're all talking about Reece Robson, Blake Brayley for New South Wales. Hello, Phoenix is eligible now.
He is too.
He is too. He's going to shit in, my boy.
Yeah, 52 in base last
So, yeah, my
week.
team's so good that Harry Grant's
That's
coming off the
actually great.
bench. Yeah, so...
50, he had 52 in base last week and he made 15K.
yeah, it's fine.
How is that a thing?
It's etch. Yeah, so my reserves this week will be Harry Grant, Helam Lukey Atkinson, and Setu 2 is the side I'm going to run with. So Jonah Pizzette doesn't even get a feature, which I'm over the moon about.
Just quietly speaking, if you've got things right, Atkinson over Sanders looking pretty
Yeah, you
good.
nailed that. Well done.
I kind of meant us, but I'll...
No. I came in tossing and turning.
Oh, on that pulling the trigger.
Yeah. Depending on what you said, probably would have made, well, it did make the decision for me, and you convinced me on Atkinson. And if I'm completely honest, I thought you were going to say go Sanders, so I will give you credit on that one. That was a really good call.
Thanks, mate.
Very happy with
and
that.
then with Titans, Cowboys, and Seagulls incoming for him, and Sanders we'll have the Doggies game into the Sharks this week. Sharks have to bounce back, surely. Knight's not too bad, but Sanders has a break even for 22, so a little early dub, Roo.
We'll take it. What are you doing this week?
I think I'm going to go Tom Flegler to Stefano Utoi-Kamanu.
Yeah, that's the one thing I hate about my team this week. Flegler starts, but anyway.
Does he now?
Yeah, of course he does.
Yeah, I like that.
That makes one of us.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm thinking Stefano, pumping out big numbers, big minutes, big tackle bust. You know, the big numbers from the back end of last year where we thought, can this continue?
Yeah.
We'll see. And they have. He's been really good to start the year. The best thing about it as well, there's been no attack in there. I feel like we've said this for a while and it hasn't eventuated, but there has to be some tries coming off Harry Grant, doesn't there?
You would have to think so.
I love the running it, Scott Drinkwater at a defender as well on the line.
That's fair, yes.
I think I'm not expecting it weekly, fortnightly, even monthly, but there's just got to be more to come attacking-wise from Stefano.
At some point there has to be.
Yeah,
yes.
so I'm thinking that. Thoughts?
I like that. No, I like it. I was actually just thinking in my head like, oh, Roo, you ranked 2,000. You're doing so well. Who are your front row forwards? Tom Flegler and Paseka.
Oh, it's so good.
Rank.
Yeah.
Rank. And it probably will be next week as well if Haas and Mooney are out still.
Well, you'll get Mooney back.
Oh, it's only 1 week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank Christ. It's like Superman putting the cape on.
You'll
Save
need
me.
Mooney's 35 next week.
Shut up.
Trade 2.
Yeah. So, sorry, trade 1 was Flegler to Stefano.
Yeah.
I like it. You've been talking up Stefano for a while. It's good to see.
Yeah. Trade 2. It actually pisses me off a bit, but I think I just have to do it. Sam Walker and Nathan Cleary.
Yeah. Timmy, it's not about being right. It's about getting it right.
And you know what? I got it half right. Nathan Cleary hasn't hit his average this year. He dropped money.
Did he drop money?
Yeah, he dropped 18K. He's averaging 81. He averaged 84 last year. All fine. Sweet. I just got Sammy Walker wrong.
Yeah, you got Sammy Walker wrong, yeah.
Had I gone Nico, Drome Hughes, who was in I think we came in here and did team reveals or something like that, and I had Drome Hughes. Had I gone them guys, you know, I talked up Tanner Boyd saying he'd average 117 all preseason, and I didn't go with him. That's a joke. You meant to laugh.
I was thinking about what I was going to say.
I thought that was
next.
quite good, but anyway.
What'd you say? Something about Tanner Boyd?
I talked him up all preseason and said he was going to average 113, and then thanks for that belated. But yeah, no, Sammy Walker ripped me a new one.
From a Supercoach point of view, I feel like there's always a time where Sammy Walker gets hyped up unbelievably. I've just never been a Sammy Walker guy in Supercoach. I don't know. I don't trust you. I don't know how you can have faith in him week in, week out.
Yeah.
You can read me stats, all that, sure, but I don't know. I just don't trust him week to week in that Rooster side.
Yeah. Well, nor do I anymore. The thing with Cleary and why I would just be like, sweet, it's easy, get him in. Like he's got the 69 in his rolling average now. Once the 109 against the Sharks drops out, like he's gone 65, 109, 69. Sweet, happy days. Power this week scares me. That's like especially in Penrith's form, could be a 120, 130. Hence why I'm sort of pulling the trigger.
Yep.
He then goes Melbourne into the Dogs. I'm kind of like, if I had another option there, I just kind of like, just do it. Put yourself out of the misery and just lock him in. And the other thing is, if Penrith were 10% less impressive than they are this season, I'd probably be like, you know what, screw it. I'll put it to these teams to put it to the Panthers and limit Cleary. Mate, they're just on another planet, and it just doesn't matter who they're playing.
The Bulldogs matchup worries me more than the Melbourne matchup, to be honest.
Definitely.
I reckon
the
Melbourne...
Doggies' defence is awesome.
It's unreal, and I think Melbourne just haven't been really tested yet.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So, put it this way, But even then, it's still the Melbourne Storm. Like, it's not an easy matchup.
Yeah.
If it was like Storm, Dogs, Para, I wouldn't. I'd go in a different direction. But the way Penrith are playing, Para hot and cold. If Penrith stick it to them, like it just could be the 130. I'm just going, bugger me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I'm just going to pull the trigger, mate.
I think as well, after that Dogs game, he goes Titans, Knights, Manly.
He goes, yeah, Dolphins. No.
Dolphins, sorry, yes. Yeah,
Put it this
sorry.
way. If you are like sitting on the side of me as not doing it, he's an absolute must from round 7. Like, in no world do you not only from round 7 onward when the Dolphins start. I'm just looking at Storm Dogs.
The Dolphins game is at TIO. Is that
Darwin?
That's Darwin, is it? Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay, sweet. So you are going Flegler to Stefano and then
Sammy Walker to Cleary.
Nathan Cleary.
And the other thing with that is Roosters have the bye next week,
Yeah.
which made my decision substantially easier.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then I still have 400.
What's Sam Walker's break even? Is he like a must sell this week? I haven't looked at
He's
him.
not a must sell, but it's like 113 or something.
Yeah, okay.
It's more than enough, put it that way.
He could score 113 this week. But yes, I would still be trading him out.
Yeah.
Yes.
117, but then he goes, I'm banking on him. I'd really need him to score well. But then the 29's still in the rolling average. Then he has a buy next week. And I'm just like, you know what? At the end of the day, you know he's buying back.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes. And then that still leaves me with 443K in the bank. You know the other one I was like a little tempted.
Still couldn't get a fucking shout out of you. It's unbelievable.
And you never will. 443K in the bank. I'm like, with all the carnage going on, my team's looking all right this week. I could go read Marnie with that cash up to Blake Brayley, who just looks sublime.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just like, again, I know I was a hooker. Fixtures are a lot more irrelevant, but he goes Raiders into the Warriors, into the Roosters, give or take. That's not that scary, but
That's not irrelevant, I don't think.
What?
I think that run's relevant.
into a bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the other thing is, if Cheese comes out and hits the ground running at his price, the most owned player, I just don't want to have. I'd be happy to obviously have Brayley and Graham, but I don't want Cheese to come out and start averaging 50 to 60 or something, playing decent minutes on return, then go, I kind of need him and he's hooker only.
Yes.
So I think I'm just happy to run Harry.
If that run that you just read out for Brayley, by the time he returns from that bye, what are we, round 8, round 9?
That's round 8, yeah.
Right.
You think in Origin?
Oh, you're probably getting dangerously close to Origin where
It's a
you're
bit
like,
weird, isn't it? I
fuck, do I
know.
want to buy him for 3 weeks?
I know.
And then maybe lose him for 4 of the next 7? Tough one. Can't wait to cross that bridge when it approaches. Cat.
Very interesting introduction.
Yeah, it was. Giddy up. What are you thinking, my friend?
I actually boosted last week.
Yeah, good. So you should have.
Wow.
So you should have. I know.
Oh, sorry.
wow.
That is big for Kat to be
Yeah.
fair.
I
That is
thank
huge.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Well
you,
done.
guys. Thank you.
She's blushing.
So naturally, I would probably look at one trade this week.
Yeah.
So I've decided to hold trades next month.
I'm easing myself into this whole like using your trades thing. I'm really liking the Flegler to Atoika Manu.
Shock.
I'm otherwise
Are you going to fucking razz her as well or what?
No, I like Cat.
I'm otherwise pretty happy with my team. I've got Teddy, Walsh, and Sua Falongo, who I got in last week.
Nicely done, Kat.
I got Sua last week, so he scored pretty well. I'm pretty happy with my CT dubs as well. Obviously, Troll's on the bye. I've got Tom Chester as well. But I've got Herbie Critter, Setutu. Anyway, I've got some good names there, and then I've got Cleary and stuff in half. So I feel like the only real area of improvement that I can make this week is that Flegler move.
Yeah.
I've got Payne Haas. I'm going to sit on that as well for a little bit. That's the only one I feel like is going to actually make a bit of a difference this week.
I love that whilst we are going head-to-head for the next month with Teddy and Walsh, she has both of them.
I have both.
And already had both of them as well.
Started with both.
You started with both, did you?
Yeah.
Good on you, man.
I traded out Keeney for Sua last
Yes,
week.
nice, smart
That's
footy.
the change I've made.
Tough few weeks for Keeney.
Yeah.
The other good one is I still have Kinney,
Yes.
which is quite amusing from a UVME perspective.
Yeah, I was at the pub watching that game on Sunday night, obviously cheering against Keeney because I knew that you had him, and someone came on and was like, I thought you loved him. I'm like, not anymore. Not
This
today.
is what happens.
Dead to me.
Yeah.
He's has one more game to prove that he's capable.
Are you putting out the official warning to Keanu Keeney?
Oh, yeah. Well, he has the Dragons this week. With the start of the season that they've had, Sharks away aside, couldn't put any or put 67 on the Cowboys. If he then can't put any points worthwhile on the Dragons, he's going to become probably Tom Trebojevic.
Okay, we're going to play a game. I'm going to say a score. You tell me whether you're going to hold him or sell him. 100.
Hold.
90.
Hold.
70.
It's obviously pending Turbo performance, but let's say Turbo goes well enough. Sell.
75.
That'd be very Turbo dependent, but very tempted to sell.
80.
Hold.
Hold.
Good game.
So we're looking at about
77.
77, I think.
I
77.
enjoyed that.
I enjoyed
Timmy,
that
are you
too.
selling at 77?
So the over-under is 77.5.
Yeah, pending Tom Trebojevic performance.
I know you watch this show. Talking to you, Keanu. 77.
Don't let me down.
The mark's been set. Tell you what, tough little prick. God, he copped some whacks the other night and just kept on begging for more.
I know, because he dropped the ball 4 times doing it and I captained him.
Yeah, that was the other thing. You captained him and I was like, I'm selling him next week anyway, so score a 30. That's fine.
It was a weird week last week.
Bizarre
There was
week.
just no good options, and I think I got a little cold. I was also at a wedding and on the beers, obviously. So on the Friday against the Storm down there, and I just went Payne Haas. So I ended up VCing, and I had a pretty good VC, and then he got to 83 or whatever, and I was like, I'm not looping that. Went through the whole rest of the round. I'm like, surely Kinney scores well against the Cows.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to see you go, Keeney, to be honest with you.
Getting a bit emotional there.
Yeah, something along those lines. But in saying that, I VC'd Cleary into captain the show. You didn't even have either of those.
I did exactly
Yeah.
that too.
Did you?
Oh my goodness. At the wedding, I think we were doing speeches and all sorts of stuff as that Panthers game was on.
Yeah.
And I was loosely checking it, but there wasn't great reception either. And when I don't think I saw any of the second half scores, and when I saw it was 40-4, I just went, my heart sunk. I went, Cleary's going to be on 150, which is that feeling probably led me to just biting the bullet this week.
Yeah.
When I checked him and he was 67 or whatever, I just went, how? This is a genuine miracle.
Yeah, I in my draft game went up against a guy that had not only had Tom Jenkins but had him as his VC.
What the hell?
What?
Yeah, fucking 4 tries in the second game of the week was
That
grim as
is
shit.
absurd.
How do you think to do that? I can't wait till I have just a
Oh,
revelation.
it was Mick Poyler.
Oh, there you go.
Motherfucker.
Hey, Mick.
Fuck you, man.
Works
Shit go.
works with my best friend, just for everybody at home.
She's my best friend too.
That's weird. She's my best friend.
Gary, you don't have any best friends.
I think
Timmy,
Liana's my best
do you even
friend.
know her?
Liana?
You've met Liana, haven't you?
Heaps of times.
I'm joking.
Okay, you just don't make much of an impression. It's fine.
I always have to remind.
Evidently.
Anyway, I just can't wait till I have like one of those revelations where I'm like, this guy's going to be my captain this week, and it's just like the most oddball decision.
Are you with me on James Tedesco this week?
I hadn't actually thought about captains at all this week.
What a segue.
Yeah, this is the
Nice.
time. Let's
What a
go through them.
segue.
Let's go through them.
I'm going to captain Teddy. I'm going to stand on business this week, and I'm going to captain Teddy.
Can you tell me why you think Teddy is the one to captain this week?
Because I think Manly suck beyond
yeah,
belief.
I agree.
And I think DCE is going to go back to Brookvale and just stick the fucking shoe in.
Oh,
I was talking to Sowie about it today. I think the Roosters boys will get up for DCE
Yeah.
in this game. He's
It's
copped
also-
so much shit, fairly, a lot of it from me, but he's copped so much shit the last few weeks that I think he'll go to Manly and absolutely fucking give it to them.
isn't it nice too that it's a Thursday so you can VC him and then you've got a bit of time?
Cowards chat.
Straight C.
Captain.
Oh, straight C. I'm
Straight
not a
C.
coward, actually. I'm smart.
Then
But
I'll turn
anyway.
my phone off for the weekend, maybe. But straight C.
Yeah, one way or the other.
Yeah.
The phone's turned off.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, Thursday night captain's rule, they never work out. Shut up. I'm doing it. It's going to work. I've had this plan for 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Fair
That's a
enough.
big watch.
Timmy, who are you going to captain?
I probably need to work out exact orders, but I'll have something on Reece Walsh. Probably the VC. I do not have a player I don't think that is worth doing in the first 2 games.
Can I ask what you guys think is actually going to happen at the Battle of Brisbane? Like, who is actually going to win that game?
No idea.
Nah, no idea either.
Genuinely no
So
idea.
you'd put it on Reece because you just think he's going to get some points, not because Broncos are going to win.
I think
that
the
one.
Dolphins' defence is pretty leaky. I
Yeah.
think it's at Suncorp, which is a great venue. If it is dry conditions, I'll do it without any hesitation. If there's any belting down rain or anything, I'll be a little bit more reluctant. But yeah,
Okay, interesting.
honestly. So at the moment, Reece Walsh VC, Suafa'alongo C against the Cowboys.
Yeah, I like that.
I really like
Yes.
I really like that. I really like
that.
that.
Same.
I think for people out there that aren't Reece Walsh owners, I also think Herbie is worth a serious consideration on Friday night as your VC.
He's got the wrong edge, though, is the only thing. I don't love it for that reason. Like,
Who's he?
I don't think you need
who's
him
on
to
his
score
edge?
tries.
no, you don't. My fear is that the Dolphins go all in on right edge at Ezra Mam, at, who is it now? Brendan Piakura, I guess.
Fair.
Yeah. What is it, still Dean Mariner at centre? Like, the fear is if they do that, have a bit of success early, does it just limit a lot of his attack and ball?
Fair.
If he was the other edge, you'd near lock him.
Yeah, that's fair. Yep. No, that's fair.
Is that fair, Roo?
I think it's fair.
I reckon fair too.
You know what? I actually don't think it's fair. I think it's a dumb analysis. I think Herbie explodes in this game. I think he's the exception to the rule of edge. I think he's just a fucking freak. I think he's going to offload at will at Suncorp Stadium. And I think he's going to score more than Reece Walsh. Not hard to score more than 33, but
Oh, please.
Reece scored 69.
Adam, just run all night, mate. Reece, don't give him any ball out the back. Just take him on.
Adam, you have the
Play
electric
short
field
and
of
run,
the
my
world.
friend. And you glue that kicking tee to your hand.
Brisbane, Friday night, mostly sunny, 33 degrees, no rain. Ooh.
That's warm.
Wow.
Hello, Reece.
33 degrees.
Not at night.
That's hot boy weather.
Maximum, yeah, that's where he thrives. Actually, no, it doesn't. He'll be cramping. He'll be spewing. all sorts of things.
Yeah. I love the sewer play. I think that's unreal. I obviously think Nath Cleary against Parramatta is a nice little play. Is there anyone else that you want to give a little shout out
You
to?
can go Val if you want to get a bit weird.
This is my one thing that I'd considered with the Teddy thing is VCing him and then potentially going Val because it would mean
That's a coward move.
I completely agree with you. It is a coward move. Not ruling it out yet, but there's potential of me doing that.
Every bone vessel in my body doesn't want to help you, Roo, because you're such a smug asshole. But I just feel the need for the people out there, and you've done some nice things to me in the past. You're playing Tom Flegler in the front row, who's off the bench with a rib injury with 24 points, is probably going to be your flex. You VC James Tedesco, and then when he probably scores well and goes 90, 100, maybe more,
Just put Trey Mooney in.
you put Trey Mooney in, you captain him. There's every chance it's a free loop anyway. Then on the off chance Teddy gets a head knock and plays 10 minutes or, God forbid, scores sub 50, you've got Val in the back pocket.
Guys, I've made a decision on my own, exclusive of what was said there. It has nothing to do with that whatsoever. But I'm leaning towards a Teddy VC all of a sudden.
Oh, God. Geez,
has-
Well, how do you like?
look after you?
how do you
That
like-
was a good speech. I'll tell you what, that was a good speech. I don't know what your speech was like as MC last week, but if it was better than that, there
Well-
wouldn't have been a dry eye in the room.
We know how you like your eggs served.
On your face, all over said face. Yes, very well done, Tim. Thank you, mate.
You're welcome.
Fuck, you might be 40,000 ranks behind me next week after that. I like that from you, Timmy. I appreciate it. Some good sportsmanship from you.
Well, all for the show.
It is all for the show.
Had to call you an asshole before he got there, but that's
That was fair and warranted, though, and I think that was fair play considering what followed. Is that us?
Yeah.
We're done.
I need to go and get under a hot shower for 2.5 hours and just wash away the sins of what I've just done.
Thank you for joining us this week. That was directed at you. Not them. That was directed at you. Thanks for coming along this week, Kat.
I'm so happy to be here. That was really fun.
It was good. Feels straight back to old times.
Anyway, it's been fun.
You don't know you're in the good old days until they're gone,
no,
Timbo?
you don't.
No,
brutal.
we're still in them.
Still in them. Thanks for joining us once again, guys. We will see you next week on Beers and Breakevens. The links for Blue Wealth are down below in the description. Go well, Teddy.